These are the boundaries for the pergola. I started by taking measurements to mark exactly where the posts will stand. I marked the diameter for the holes I'm digging for the footings. Usually, you want a post every 10 feet. My pergola is about 21 feet long, so 3 posts will be just right. Of course, the posts need a rock-solid foundation. A 10 by 10 inch concrete pour is perfect if you're building on an existing wall or tiles. Make sure the structure is strong enough to support the weight. I'm adding some number 3 rebar to give the concrete extra strength and reinforcement. For a good mix, you want a 1-2-3 ratio. 1 part cement, 2 parts sand, and 3 parts gravel. Add water gradually. You're looking for a thick mud consistency, not soup. I actually used a pre-mixed concrete bag where the dry ingredients are already combined, so I just had to add water. And okay, maybe my concrete finish isn't perfect, but for what I need, it's more than enough. A quick coffee break, pure bliss. The lumber has arrived, and the concrete footings have cured for over a week, which is exactly what's recommended. To make sure all the posts end up at the same height, you first need to check the ground level. You can use a water level, a spirit level, or a laser. I don't have a laser, and I struggled a bit with the water level, so I went with the spirit level method. Once the level is balanced, you measure the gap from the ground to the wood. You then add those inches to the beam at that specific spot to keep everything even. I'm using 2x6 lumber. That's the minimum thickness for a pergola up to 10 feet wide. Anything wider, and you'll want beefier beams. Now, I'm cutting all the wood pieces according to my plan's measurements. I highly recommend sanding the wood before painting. It helps the stain soak in better, removes dirt, and gets rid of any splinters from the saw. I prefer using water-based stain. It's really easy to apply and looks great on the grain. I went in with a second coat to get that exact shade I was looking for. I didn't have anyone to help me hold the ledger board against the wall, so I used some temporary vertical supports to hold the weight while I worked. Pay attention here. I'm attaching these beams to the wall with sleeve anchors. You have to drill at a slight upward angle. If you don't, it creates a pocket that collects rainwater, which leads to rot. Always check for the pretty side of the wood and make sure it's the one facing out. I'm building the posts out of 2x6s instead of a solid 6x6 beam because it's much easier for me to handle alone. Got a little help holding the posts to keep them stabilized until they were fully secured. I was always worried the post wouldn't hold itself up until the final connection, but luckily, it's sturdy enough to work on without stress. I set the base bracket slightly crooked, which made the post lean a bit. It made sliding the beam in pretty difficult. But that's the beauty of DIY. Even when you make a mistake, you can still make it work. I realized I made a few mistakes. The roof pitch wasn't steep enough. It should be at least a 2-degree slope for proper drainage. I placed a beam opposite to my plan, and the brackets weren't spaced correctly. You have to stay strong and not give up. I stopped, waited a night, and fixed everything. I shortened the posts, flipped the beam, and reset the brackets. I'm so glad I did. These diagonal braces are crucial. They provide all the lateral stability so the pergola won't sway in the wind. Finally, the cover. I used shading slats with a 2-inch gap between each one. That's it. My pergola is finished, and man, it feels amazing. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more interesting projects.